Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Everyday English. I'm Peter, and today we're diving into a hugely important topic for all people learning English. Stop overthinking and start speaking.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sophia, and I'm excited to be here. If you often find yourself hesitating before saying a sentence in English, worrying about getting every word perfect, you're in the right place.
Exactly. Many learners spend so much time analyzing grammar, pronunciation, and word choice in their heads that they freeze up and don't speak at all.
I hear that concern often. What if I make a mistake? What if nobody understands me? What if I sound strange? That fear can prevent you from ever saying a word.
But here's the truth. If you want to become fluent, you must stop overthinking each sentence and simply start talking. The more you speak, the more natural it becomes.
So how do we shift from thinking too much to speaking confidently? That's exactly what we'll cover today. Practical tips, exercises, and mindset changes that will help you speak English smoothly without excessive hesitation.
Great! So let's begin by understanding why learners tend to overthink before speaking. Sophia, what's holding people back?
One of the biggest reasons is fear of error. Many learners worry that if they say something incorrectly, others will laugh or judge them. That pressure causes them to stay silent rather than attempt to speak.
Meanwhile, native speakers regularly stumble over words, mix up grammar, and still keep talking. They don't obsess over every detail, they focus on getting their meaning across.
Right. Another common trap is translating directly from your first language into English. You think of a sentence in your own tongue, then try to recreate it in English word for word. By the time you finish translating, the moment to respond has passed.
That leads to awkward pauses, too much mental juggling. Plus, it lowers your confidence because you feel you're constantly behind.
There's also the issue of limited vocabulary. When you don't have the exact word you need, you stop to search for it in your mind, which breaks your flow.
All of these factors, fear of mistakes, translating, and vocabulary gaps, create a cycle. The more you hesitate, the less you speak, and the more anxious you become next time you have to talk.
Exactly. But the good news is that you don't have to be perfect to speak English well. You just need to feel comfortable trying and to keep going even when you make slip-ups.
Now that we know the root causes of overthinking, let's discuss why letting go of that mental break is crucial for fluency. Sophia, why does speaking freely matter so much?
Fluency develops through practice, not through flawless grammar. The more you produce speech, mistakes included, your brain strengthens its ability to form sentences quickly. If you pause to check every rule before speaking, you'll never build that speed or self-assurance.
Think about young children. They don't study grammar sheets before uttering their first words. They absorb words, mimic what they hear, and keep talking, even when they mess up. Over time, their speech becomes smoother.
Adults can use the same approach. Rather than waiting until your English is perfect, start speaking today. Even if you trip over words or use incorrect tenses, your fluency will improve faster by simply talking.
Another point, native speakers rarely focus on perfect grammar themselves. They want to communicate, so minor errors don't stop them. Other people's attention is on the message, not on tiny mistakes.
Exactly. And the more relaxed you feel while speaking, the more confident you'll sound. And confidence itself encourages others to listen to you instead of fixating on errors.
So, let's move on to some hands-on strategies that will help you break free from hesitation and speak confidently. Ready?
Absolutely. Let's start with the first tip.
Tip number 1. Think directly in English rather than translating. If you mentally run through an English sentence as if it were already in your head, you'll speak faster. For example, if you're making breakfast, think, "I'm pouring coffee into my mug," instead of translating from your native language.
That simple shift, describing your daily actions in English, trains your brain to operate in English mode. Over time, you'll notice that words come to you naturally without a conscious translation step.
Tip number 2. Let go of chasing perfect grammar when speaking. Of course, grammar matters, but in conversation, conveying your idea is more important than flawless structure. If you say, "she goes store," instead of "she goes to the store," most listeners will still understand you.
Right. If you stop to fix every little detail, you'll stall your own flow. Instead, speak freely, then you can review and correct yourself later when you're not under time pressure.
Tip number 3. Use shadowing. Pick a short clip of native speech, a YouTube video, a podcast, or an audiobook excerpt. Play a sentence and immediately repeat it in real time, copying the speaker's intonation, rhythm, and pronunciation.
Shadowing forces you to say each word without pausing to think. As you practice, your mouth and brain get accustomed to moving at the pace of a native speaker. This builds muscle memory for fluent speech.
Tip number 4. Keep your sentences simple. Many learners try to construct long, complicated sentences and then panic when they can't remember all the words. Instead, begin with short statements like, "I want to eat pizza." Later, you can expand to, "I would like to order a pepperoni pizza from my favorite restaurant."
Short, clear sentences reduce the chance of getting stuck. As you build more confidence, you can gradually add details.
Tip number 5. Practice speaking to yourself. Some learners say, "I don't have anyone to talk to in English." But you can stand in front of a mirror and carry on a dialogue. Describe what you're doing, tell a story, or even argue a point.
That exercise feels odd at first, but it's a low-pressure way to get used to hearing your own voice speak English. The goal is to become comfortable vocalizing, regardless of mistakes.
Tip number 6. Immerse yourself in English all day. Surround your mind with podcasts, TV shows, music, or audiobooks in English. The more you hear the language, the faster your brain picks up natural patterns and rhythms.
When you're constantly absorbing English input, you'll find that forming sentences becomes more intuitive.
And tip number 7. Set a daily speaking challenge. For example, commit to talking for 2 straight minutes about any topic. Your day, your favorite movie, or your plans for tomorrow, without stopping, no matter what.
It might feel tough in the beginning, but the more you push yourself to keep going, the more your spoken fluency will accelerate.
Let's summarize those 7 practical tips. 1. Think in English, not in your native language. 2. Prioritize communication over perfect grammar. 3. Use shadowing to mimic native speech. 4. Start with simple sentences. 5. Speak to yourself daily. 6. Keep immersing yourself in English input. And 7. Create a short daily speaking challenge.
If you apply even a few of these consistently, you'll notice your hesitation fading away.
Now, to reinforce these ideas, let's move into an interactive exercise, a live speaking challenge. Sophia, want to explain how it works?
Sure, we'll pick a random topic and each of us will speak for 30 seconds straight without pausing or overthinking. If we can't find a single word, we'll circumnavigate it with a simpler description. The goal is to maintain a steady flow.
Perfect. I'll go first. My topic is describe your morning routine. Go.
Timer sounds for 30 seconds. Every morning, I wake up at 6:30 and stretch for a few moments. Then I head to the kitchen to brew coffee and prepare a simple breakfast, usually toast with avocado. While I eat, I check my email and plan my day. After that, I take a quick shower, get dressed, and leave for a short walk before starting work. That's how I kick off my morning.
That was smooth. I didn't stop once, even though it wasn't flawless. Now it's your turn. Your topic is talk about your favorite hobby. Go.
Timer sounds for 30 seconds. My favorite hobby is painting landscapes. I love how colors blend on the canvas. It's a relaxing process. On weekends, I set up my easel in the backyard and paint the trees, the sky, and anything that inspires me. Sometimes I follow video tutorials to try new techniques, like adding texture or experimenting with light and shadow. Painting allows me to express creativity and unwind after a busy day.
Nicely done. You kept the words coming, even though you had to think about certain details. Now it's your turn, listeners. Pick one of these topics or choose any subject you like and challenge yourself to speak for 30 seconds without stopping. Don't worry about perfection, just keep the conversation flowing.
Whether it's describing your favorite meal, talking about a place you want to visit, or explaining your daily routine, the key is to push through any hesitation. Record yourself if you can, so you can listen back and notice where you paused or stumbled. Then try again and see how you improve.
Now, before we wrap up, let's discuss some mindset shifts that will help you become a more confident speaker. Sophia, Right. If your audience grasps your idea, that's what matters. They'll forgive small errors if you come across as genuine and clear.
Third, stop comparing yourself to others. It's easy to think, my friend speaks better than me, or I'll never sound like a native. But the only comparison that counts is your progress relative to where you were last week or last month. If you can say more English today than you could yesterday, you're on the right path.
Well said. Celebrate those small wins rather than fixating on someone else's level.
Fourth, embrace discomfort. Learning a new language often feels awkward at first. Your tongue doesn't move in the same ways, your voice sounds different, and that's completely normal. Growth happens when you push beyond those uncomfortable zones.
Absolutely. Every time you force yourself to speak despite the discomfort, you build a stronger foundation for future confidence.
A final shift. Remember that confidence comes from action, not from preparation alone. Many learners wait until they feel ready to speak, but true confidence emerges after you actually start talking.
So don't wait for the perfect moment. Take action now, even if it's just a brief conversation with yourself in the mirror. The confidence will follow.
To recap our 5 mindset shifts. 1. See mistakes as growth opportunities. 2. Prioritize getting your message across over grammatical perfection. 3. Compare yourself only to your past self. 4. Welcome the discomfort that comes with progress. And 5. Build confidence through action, not just planning.
We've covered a lot today. Identifying why learners overthink, understanding why speaking freely is essential, exploring 7 practical tips to break the hesitation, trying out a 30-second speaking challenge, and adopting 5 powerful mindset changes. Let's finish with a final word of encouragement.
Learning any language takes time, patience, and bravery. Every time you speak, errors and all, you are moving forward. Don't let fear of mistakes keep you stuck.
The perfect time to practice is right now. Even if you only speak for 30 seconds or a full minute, you're still further along than if you said nothing at all.
Remember, people respect effort. Most listeners appreciate that you are trying to speak in another language and are more forgiving than you might think.
You have the ability to succeed. Keep challenging yourself to speak daily. Track your progress and celebrate each small improvement. Over time, the pauses will fade.
So our final message to you is, stop spending so much time worrying. Start talking. Your fluency is waiting for you just beyond that pause.
If you enjoyed this episode, we encourage you to do the speaking challenge right now. Share your 30-second video with a friend or on social media and tag us so we can cheer you on.
Don't forget to subscribe to Everyday English for more practical tips and motivation every week.
Thanks for listening, and remember, the more you speak, the more confident you become. We'll see you next time on Everyday English.
Until then, keep practicing, stay brave, and believe in yourself. Bye for now.